Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Wednesday, August the 15th, and this is the market overview. Looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, PompQ, Apple, GE, JP Morgan, XLF, and USO. That sounds pretty good. Alright, so another one of those days that we're becoming accustomed to, or at least I am, where the market does very little and volume decreases. So away we go. On with the Dow. Dow getting a spinning top, very nice, very pretty, inching down very slightly, 7 points lower than yesterday. And we have more development towards the turn. What a repeat story that is, right? Slowly trying to inch away the topping area in the heat map, but heading down in the CCI, in the stochastics, in the RSI, in the MACD, and in the MACD histogram, only holding out in the 14-day RSI moving average. And when that turns, assuming it turns, look out below for the downtick target. And we only have 2 more days to resolve. So by Friday, we should hit that target, 1380, I believe. And beyond that, do we have anything else special in the daily? No, it just looks bad. So that's all there is to it. We just need a big red bar. That's all we need, and then it'll be done. 60-minute time frame. Yes. It's not looking very good in the 60-minute either. You have the stochastics heading down, RSI heading down, CCI heading down, MACD heading down, MACD histogram slowly, ever so slowly, heading down at the end of the day. So, beyond that, anything special? No. It's just a matter of breaking out of the range either to the bottom or to the top. Yeah, there could be a surprise to the upside, squeeze some people, but I think it's more likely to the downside, and it's not like we have that much to go, but anyways, only about 80 points roundabout. So anyways, 60-minute bad, daily bad, definitely favoring the downside. Moving on to SPX. Now SPX, very cool, more interesting than the Dow. It was actually up 1.5 points today, ending once again spinning top, just like the Dow. We were looking for the downtick. They saved it by the end of the day. No downtick, and but we do have our very first. Oops, and it's not blown up large enough. But let me see if I can. There it is. Now we can see it. We got our very first downtick of the MACD today, meaning that momentum should be shifting. And yeah, it could reverse tomorrow and just be a blip. But moving down in the CCI, moving down in the stochastics, moving down in the RSI, moving down in the MACD histogram, and now moving down in the MACD. 14-day RSI moving average, the only holdout, and it is high. So unless we have some kind of craziness that causes everything to jump back up and reset and get locked high, we should be at the moment. We've been in that moment for a few days, but now we're really at the moment where we should see a shift. And we could have a bubble corrective move complete by Friday, the drop of a hat at the, snap your fingers, and that's all that's really needed at this point. So holding on and waiting. Moving on to the VIX. Yeah, the VIX had such a good day yesterday, and we have something really interesting with it tonight. Well, maybe that's going a little too far. Notice where the VIX stopped out today. Right at the halfway point of the big green candle. And we know that support and resistance happens at the midpoint of big candles and at the tops and the bottoms depending on which direction you're going. And today, what does it do? Halfway mark, backs away. That is bullish. Beyond that, we're still in the bottoming area in the heat map. We're moving up in the CCI, the stochastics, in the 14-day RSI moving average, in the RSI, in the MACD histogram, and going sideways on the MACD itself. Does this one look ready to go up? And we have an uptick target which came about last night, 3 days to complete. Does this one need to go up? Everything says yes. So very, very nice. Yeah, might as well. 60-minute time frame. Why not? Do we have good confluence here? Well, let's take a gander. Today you could look at it and say, well, this is consolidation before the next move up because you have a stair step. It finished out possible bottom, jumped up, stair step, going sideways. Should have another jump up. 14-day RSI moving average heading on up. Stochastics for the most part trying to do the same. CCI up, RSI up. Histogram is sloping down and the MACD itself is pushing up. It hasn't crossed the zero line yet. The MACD histogram can easily bump out this high and negate any kind of negative divergence, which actually we don't have because we haven't beat the high from yesterday. But so anyways, 60-minute time frame looks good. It looks good. Moving on to TNA. Very strong day, stronger than the Dow, stronger than SPX. Normally a really good sign for the market. It was not able to exceed yesterday's high. Very nice day though. We came down to the major price consensus level for this month and bounced right off of it. I mean, it gapped down right to it and then took off. It's supposed to be support. So yeah, it got some momentum and away it went. No problem. That's good. 14-day RSI moving average going sideways. Stochastics actually going up. CCI up. RSI sideways. MACD up. MACD histogram even up. Very strong day for TNA. Very nice. Could this one go higher? Yeah, sure it could. The daily does not look, and the positioning does not look, and the candle does not look like the Dow and SPX. So, very nice. Very nice. Moving on to UUP, the dollar. This one's cool. Oh yes, I like it. Last night we were talking about getting sucked back into the long-term moving average bar, and what happened today? Sucked back into the long-term moving average bar. Now we're looking for it to be expelled to the upside. Do we have reason to believe that? Absolutely. We got our first uptick on the MACD, which was already really darn low. First uptick, shift of momentum. Looking for a bullish cross. MACD histogram continuing to churn on up. Up on the RSI, up on the CCI, up on both of the stochastics. And only the 14-day RSI moving average needs to turn. Its positioning is great. Inside the bar, needs to be expelled. And approaching the first test, which will be the lower price consensus level. This is great. And this also shows that the markets are weirded out at the moment. We had to gap up. This is it was up 0.25%, and the Dow barely down. SPX up. Should not be the case with such a move in UUP. Something to consider. Going along, FXE, the euro. Like this one too. Said long-term moving average bar. Should have problems with it. Should not get as high as this one. Today, firmly expelled outside of the long-term moving average bar, closing below the major price consensus level for this month, ending with a little doji, going down on the CCI, mixed on the stochastics, down on the CCI, down on the RSI, down on the histogram, and down on the MACD. First downtick on the MACD. Very nice. Very nice. Good for the bears, bad for the bulls, and them's the breaks. So everybody should get their shot. Bulls should get their shot. Bears should get their shot. As long as everyone gets their shot, and preferably in an orderly fashion, predictable fashion, it's beautiful. Going on to Comp Q, which was massively strong today. Very, very nice. Very similar to TNA. And indicator-wise, very similar to TNA. Differences being downtick in the RSI. And I think that's about it. That's the only real difference. This isn't a bad daily chart. Cisco beat right after the bell. So maybe there'll be some strength tomorrow with further strength with Comp Q. Don't know. But regardless, this certainly helped keep the markets up today. Moving on to Apple. Oh, I didn't even cover Apple last night. Shame on me. Ending with a spinning top. Close to the top of range. New high yesterday. Should be retested. 14-day RSI moving average moving on up. Down on the CCI, down on the stochastic, sideways on the RSI, down on the histogram, and up on the MACD. Definitely mixed. Topping area forming in the heat map, not extreme yet. But, yeah. I think the last time I covered this was this day, or maybe it was this day, and I said I don't believe Apple is too bad. And, yeah, it's not doing too bad. Going on to GE, trying to get a better read on the Dow. Talked about its downtick 2 nights ago. And the theme continues. Matter of fact, it achieved its downtick target today. How about that? That was 2 days into having a downtick target. Met it today. Downticks rock. And that's why I follow him. That's why I chart him. And down on the CCI, down on the stochastics, down on the RSI, getting a bearish cross on the MACD, down on the MACD histogram, and only up on the 14-day RSI moving average. Since the downtick is now complete, we have to see what it wants to do next. And fat body spinning top with essentially all the secondaries ticking down. It doesn't look good, but I would not be surprised whatsoever for this to go down for a bar retest, which would be about the 2050 level. But evaluated on the way down, met one target, and according to indications, it's not looking too good. Going right along, JP Morgan. Yes. How about that? Still struggling with the 200-day moving average. Yes, it didn't pass through it today. We just have a high wave doji. And last night we were saying, I don't know what happened there. Fat body red spinning top after breaking through the 200-day moving average in a decent fashion. Unconvincing. We'd have to see what it would want to do. What does it want to do today? It wants to look weak. So, do I trust this at all? No. I actually am just waiting for a downtick, and it'll bust right back through that 200-day moving average. Moving down on the histogram, going sideways on the MACD, down on the RSI, sideways on the stochastics, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, down on the CCI. This doesn't look good at all. And it'll drag a good portion of the market with it, should it decide to fall. It certainly looks like it should, at least to some extent. Downtick target, should we get it, is only going to take it to 36.6, 50 cents roundabout to the downside. Not too much to worry about, but yeah, it's not asking for a lot, and I think it'll be forthcoming. XLF, the banking sector as a whole, spinning top. not even getting to the highs of yesterday. And where does it close? It closes right at the midpoint of yesterday's candle, which was a fairly good sized red candle. So resistance should be pierced, but still resistance, unable to close above it. And beyond that, what do we have? Histogram sloping down, MACD tick up, down on the RSI, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, up on the stochastics, and sideways on the CCI. Not nearly as bad as JP Morgan, but actually would give preference to the bears on this one, simply because of the candle, what the candle did, and where it crapped out. Should be resistance at the top of that candle. So it seems easier to go down here. Anyways, so not bad. And USO oil moving counter to UUP. Very interesting. Making a new recent high today. There was that news about Israel going to go and beat the heck out of Iran. They're saying that it's credible. I don't know if it is or not. But certainly giving USO a nice little jump. MACD histogram going sideways and everything else ticking up with the exception of CCI. Not bad. Bullish engulfing yesterday completely. This one is, we had that downtick. Downtick still has 2 more days to complete. With the news being what it is, if they pump it up, I can see that failing. But beyond that, this one is really hard. Really hard. I'd actually be a little bit bullish towards this one, simply because the news is so powerful, but I guess we'll see. Sorry. Moving on. Walmart. They report tomorrow. That's going to be a market mover. Once again, trying towards the recent highs. Actually, I believe they're all-time highs. 14-day RSI moving average heading on down. Stochastics trying to turn. The fast clearly already turning. Up on the CCI, down on the RSI, up on the histogram, and down on the MACD. This one actually doesn't look so bad. Question will be, are earnings already priced in? Do they beat? Do they miss? And very hard. Not sure what to do with that one either. Is there anything else? GLD. I just haven't had much enthusiasm for metals. Haven't done it in a few nights. Long-term moving average bar, we noted that it would be taking damage. It's now almost collapsed. It certainly broke out of its range from back here. That was a mess. But beyond that, stochastics going down. 14-day RSI moving average. First day down tick. Up on the CCI. Down on the MACD. Bearish cross. Down on the MACD histogram. Whew. This thing has some headwinds in front of it. So, yeah. And is there anything else? Anything I'm missing? I guess not. I'm definitely bearish biased towards tomorrow. But been waiting for the turn now for a week. So we'll see if tomorrow's the day or not. But if it doesn't do it by Friday, then the bears have missed their chance, in my opinion, at the moment. So I'll be waiting and watching, and hope you have a nice evening. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.